Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, finally. It's been like 2 weeks since I've posted a video. In that time, we went on an 8-day vacation to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and I have also just took a little time off to get reincorporated, whatever the word is, back into normal life, and just kind of our summer starting to wind down. I head back to work here in a couple weeks, and so I just took a little bit of time off. I think it's been like 2 weeks or so since I posted a video. But in that time, I have been crocheting away. I am on like a wearable kick for some reason. I did finish up the pillow that I did a little tutorial on where I showed how to incorporate pony beads into your crochet. I will link that below. But the pillow that I talked about in that video and that I've talked about a few times, I have that done, so I do want to show you that. And then I'm going to show you the 3 wearable projects that I have been working on the last couple weeks. I don't know what has gotten into me, but I just want to make all the clothes. I think it's because I know I'll be going back to work soon, and I just want to have some new, fun, cute clothes that I've made. So I will definitely post all links in the description for the patterns that I talk about today, and I'm so excited to be sitting here filming today. It's been hard getting back into normal life after an 8-day vacation, but I'm finally starting to kind of feel more like myself again. I don't know if you all experience this, but when you're out on vacation and you're just kind of, you know, obviously not as strict on what you're eating and just going out and having the freedom to do whatever you want, and then coming back and having to hone that back in, and you know, it's just hard to get back into the swing of doing what you need to do. So I've done a lot of resting and laying around, and now I'm ready to pick myself up and move on. I hope you guys have been doing great. I've definitely missed talking with you guys, so I would love to hear from you in the comments. So here's the pillow. I will link a couple videos, like I said, below of me talking about this pillow to go a little more in depth about it, but I'm just kind of gonna do a little overview of it right now. So this is a double-sided pillow. Both sides are completely different, and I had a lot of suggestions of people saying you should make 2 sets, and I would have loved to do that. I would have loved to have 2 of these and 2 of these, but I just honestly didn't want to spend the time to do that. So I thought, hey, we'll just do a reversible pillow. One day I can have it on this side, one day I can have it on this side, and you get the best of both worlds without all the work. So with this side, I did a combination of I Love This Yarn and Red Heart Super Saver. I used some heart-shaped pony beads and some regular glow-in-the-dark pony beads that I got off Amazon, and I love this like pastel rainbow. And then on this side I used the Premier Painterly yarn, and then I just used those glow-in-the-dark pony beads all throughout randomly, and I really love the way that both sides looked. I kind of talked about how this kind of is how my life feels sometimes, so like this little chaotic fun rainbow is like my vacation self and this is like me trying to get back on track with eating right, exercise, all the things, not just laying around, but actually like being productive. This is like the organized, got my life together side, and we all go through both sides of this. So that's just the way. I don't know why like this makes me think of that, but it does. So yeah, I really love this. I enjoyed making it, and if you like the look of the pony beads, again, I have a tutorial on how to add those to your crochet, so check that out in the description. Okay, so for the first wearable, I'm just going to kind of go in order of when I started these. So the first wearable I want to talk about, this pattern is a pretty recent release by MJ's Off the Hook Designs. And I have talked about her many times on my channel. I love her patterns. She mainly does wearables, but she also has like home decor patterns and blanket patterns and stuff like that. But this is, I think it's called the Viscountess something. I can't remember the full name of it. Again, it will be linked in the description. But I did actually pay for this tutorial, and then she also has a video that goes along with it. So I am making, I can't remember even what size. I'm making this is sad. But I'm using the, let me reach it, Yarntopia, but it's a different colorway. This is a 2-weight yarn. So she actually uses a fingering weight yarn or a 1-weight yarn for hers. So I think I decided to do the small because I am using a little bit of a heavier weight yarn because I figured it would kind of end up being like a medium. We're hoping that that's how it works out. So here's what I have so far. So this is a V-neck, V-stitch, like summer sweater, I guess you could say. So what I have left to do is to finish this ribbing, and I will say I love the way this ribbing looks. It adds a really finished look, like a professional look in my opinion, to the bottom of this top, but it's very, very tedious. So I have found myself not wanting to pick this up just because of how long I know it's going to take to finish this ribbing, as well as we're going to add a little bit of length to the sleeves. You don't have to do that, but she does, to where they're kind of like half sleeves. And then she adds that same ribbing to the sleeves. Again, I love the way it looks. It's just really tedious. So knowing that I have that to do and those to do is kind of deterring me from picking this up. However, I can't wait for it to be finished. It is like a cropped length. I believe this is the color beige in the Yarntopia yarn. Hopefully you can see this well, but so it'll be like this, and then my belly button is about here. And a lot of the pants that I wear are high-waisted, and so for example, these are high-waisted that I have on now, so it will meet sort of right where the pants hit, so I like that. And then this ribbing, she kind of tucks it in her video to where, you know, it just, I don't know, it's really cute, the length that it is and the style that it is. At least on her. Hopefully it looks good on me too. But I think also she adds a little bit of like extra rows here in the neck, which I'm going to have to do that anyway because this is a really deep neck. And so I definitely am going to be wearing like a tank top or something under this anyway, so, you know, it'll come up a little bit and cover some of that. But yeah, I really like this. The Yarntopia yarn, if you've never worked with it, it's amazing. It's super soft. I think it's going to hold up very, very well. It almost has like a silky feeling to it. It is 100% acrylic, but I would honestly, it feels more like a bamboo blend yarn. Think like Kobu or something like that. So I'm really loving this, ready to get it done though. And she also has a variation in the same pattern where you do it long sleeved and add the hood and some I-cord here in the front. And I'm going to use this color for that. But yeah, the body of it actually worked up really quickly for it being a thinner yarn and also using a thinner hook. You use like a 3.5 millimeters. So, but yeah, I think 4.5 for the body, maybe 3.5. I can't remember. I'm really bad about writing the stuff down. I just go back to the pattern and figure it out. So there's number one. And also, little hack, I don't know if this is a hack, but it works for me. These packing cubes, I've started using them for crochet projects and they work amazingly. So if you've never thought of that, it's a great little way to carry around your projects and it protects them really well. Okay, next thing. So what started this next obsession is the fact that I went to Michael's for something. I don't even remember why I went there because I don't really go there that often anymore. I think it was because I wanted to see if they had clearance yarn, and they had a little bit. They had these Karen cotton cakes, and I've honestly never used these before. This is a really pretty, what is that? Okay. Something glittery. Really pretty colorway. It's the color Nested Blues, and I think originally these are $12.99, and I got these for $7. I bought 3 of them, and it is 530 yards. So I knew I wanted to do some sort of wearable with this. It took me forever. Like, I searched and searched and searched for the perfect cardigan pattern, and I just couldn't figure out what I wanted to do with this. So leave it up to MJ from MJ's Off the Hook Designs. But she had it's a granny. I'm so bad with pattern names. Again, it will be linked below, but it's like a granny striped sweater. Sorry for the dog barking. It happens in every video. It's probably my husband getting home from work. So here's what I have so far. This is a top-down sweater. So I've never done a top-down sweater before that I can remember, but it's a very interesting construction. I really like it. So this is the neckline here, and I really like the way that the striping is working up. And so I think it's a really neat concept, the top-down style, because you don't have to do any seaming, which is amazing. So I think I'm really going to enjoy this. I got this done relatively quickly, so I feel like this is a pattern that might work up pretty quick. I will say the cotton cakes, I don't know if you've ever used them, but they feel decently soft. But then as they're, like, at least in this stitch, as I'm working it up, it's not the softest thing. It's not scratchy by any means at all. It's a very smooth yarn, but it's just not silky soft because it is a cotton. So I'm interested to see how this feels on. You know, up next to my skin, it feels fine, but I'm going to go with it. We're going to go with it and see how it turns out. So stay tuned for that. And then the last wearable pattern is by another one of my favorite crochet designers, Craftin' I have talked about her channel a billion times, but I just love her patterns so much. So I got sucked in to the Big Twist Prism yarn. Tony from TL Yarn Crafts, she just posted a video doing some yarn reviews, and she really enjoyed this yarn. And I'm loving it. I'm loving it so far. This is the color Rainbow Quartz, and so I bought several of those. I just couldn't resist this rainbow pastel. I'm really into rainbow pastel lately, if you can't tell. This is just right up my alley. Let me get the one that is not in a package so you can see it better without the glare. So here is the cake that I'm working on right now. Come on. There we go. So these strands are like 2 strands woven, not woven together, but wrapped together, and with slightly different tones in them. So you can see like there's more of a yellow and then more of an orangey color. And here you'll have like some green mixed with some blue. I will say the first cake I purchased in a different order, and I feel like the colors in that one were more random. So like you might have a blue with a yellow or something like that, and I'll show you that in the sweater that I'm working up right now, where this one tries to keep more of the same tones together. So like the orange and yellow and the pink and purple, if that makes sense. But look how, I mean, it's just so beautiful. I just can't get over, it's so nice. It's very, very soft and silky. I will say it has the feel of sort of like, I would call it a little bit of a fluffier Caron Simply Soft. So it has that Simply Soft kind of plasticky feel when you're working with it, but it's still very, very soft. It does have some fuzzies on it. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm kind of hoping, I gotta be careful when I wash this garment that it won't get super fuzzy and weird looking. I don't want it to like muddle the colors. So anyway, this is a pattern by Craftin' As I said, this is her pick and mix sweater pattern. She has an amazing tutorial. I will link it in the description. And it's so cool, this pattern, the way that depending on what yarn you use and what colors you use really changes the look of the sweater. So one thing I love about her patterns is that she gives you the freedom to use whatever yarn weight you want, and whatever hook size you want, because hers are all made to measure. So I really love her patterns. So this is one of your like typical cardigan patterns where you make a front panel, back panel, seam them up, do the arms and all that. So there's going to be a lot more seaming, which I don't love, but I couldn't resist this pattern, and all her patterns honestly are amazing. So definitely check out her, even if you're not interested in making this, check out her her channel. She has a couple shorts showing this sweater in a few different colorways and yarn weights, and they're just, it's so like mesmerizing how different they are. So here is this one. Here's the one I'm making out of the prism, and you can see this awesome texture. So let me turn it to the side. So you use some front post and back post double crochet to create this line of texture here, and then you use some cluster stitches, and yeah, it's very simple stitching, but with the color changes and everything, I just feel like it makes it look so intricate, but it's super duper easy. It's just pretty much a 2-row repeat. And I'm loving the way that the colors are working up. So I'm going to show you what I was talking about here. So if you look here, you can see there's like an orangey and a bluish color together. And then let me find another right here, like a purple and like pinky, like very like more contrasted, and then a yellow and a blue. So it's not like super different from this skein, but there was just a couple sections where the colors weren't as, the two strands that are wound together weren't as similar, if that makes sense. So, but I don't think anyone would be able to tell that, you know, just looking at it. So anyway, this will be up like this. Again, this hits me right at the waist area. And so this is actually the back panel, and then I'm working on the front panel. And here's what I have of that. This works up super quickly. It's super fun to work up, and I don't get bored of it at all. Even though it's repetitive because you're doing 2 completely different rows, I feel like for me that helps me not get burnt out on it. I am using the prism says it's a 4-weight. To be honest, I feel like it works up more like a 5-weight, and I'm using a 6.5mm hook, so of course all that adds to how quickly I'm able to get this done. But I have just flown through this pattern, and I cannot wait to see what it looks like when it's done, and I cannot wait to show you what it looks like when it's done. I think it's going to be amazing, so stay tuned for that. Okay, so that is it for what I've been working on while I was away on vacation, and I hope you enjoyed seeing it. I'm like really excited about everything I'm working on. I've just been so thankful these last few weeks to like really be passionate about everything that I'm working on. I talked about this in a couple videos ago, but how we all just go through those times in life where, you know, we're super excited about everything we're working on, and then there's times in life where we're kind of like, you know, we still enjoy it, but we're not like, yay. And I'm kind of in that like yay period right now, so it's really fun. I'm leaning into it. You know, obviously being off for the summer has helped with me being able to crochet a lot more, so I'm very thankful for that. So yeah, definitely leave me a comment. I have missed chatting with you guys, and the verse I want to read for you today, it's actually a few verses. 1 John 2 verses 15 through 17. Do not love the world or the things in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the desires of the flesh and the desires of the eyes and the pride of life, is not from the Father, but is from the world. And the world is passing away along with its desires, but whoever does the will of God abides forever. So it's not saying that we should just reject the world, that, you know, that we can't have any pleasure in the world, but it means like, you know, this world is not our home. If you are a born-again believer, your home is in eternity with the Lord, and so we need to focus our eyes on that and love him more than the things of the world, and to not conform to what the world's ideology and the things that they try to say that go against the Lord and his word. And it's just a reminder to keep your eyes focused on our eternal home. And the study note here, it says, it should not be read as an utter rejection of the world, for God loved the world. Rather, John warns against devotion to a world system that is opposed to God. So, you know, our world it's definitely in a place right now that is in rejection of what the Lord teaches us in his word. And so I think this is just a good reminder to not conform to that, and to really make sure we're mindful of aligning ourselves with the Lord's will and his word as best as we can, and to pray for help in that. And we're all not going to be perfect at all. I definitely am not perfect by any means whatsoever. None of us are, except for the Lord Jesus. And so we just need to pray that God would help us to see lives for what they are, and, you know, to still love people, but conform to His word and not the world. I hope that makes sense. So anyway, I pray that you guys have an amazing rest of your week. I pray that God blesses you, and I'll see you super soon in the next one. Bye!